Well, time now for a catty remark, if you'll excuse the pun. If you've ever been kept awake by a howling feline, it may be because cats are capable of producing more than 100 different sounds. Dogs, on the other hand, can only produce about 10. Makes you pause for thought, doesn't it? Well, someone who's used to interpreting animal behaviour is pet therapist Peter Neville. Well, I've heard of getting your teeth into a good novel, but this is ridiculous. Today, Peter's dealing with a problem that's got the owners really chewed up.
Well, we're all used to the idea of puppy dogs chewing when they're young as their teeth emerge, and also sometimes older dogs chewing when they're left at home alone as a sort of coping strategy to help them cope with the anxiety or the boredom. Here's a book that's been really given the treatment by a dog called Archie. But Archie's case is slightly different because Archie lives with George, and George is a bit of an old trooper, isn't he, Jill?
He certainly is.
How old is George now?
13 and a half.
He's 13, and Archie is how old?
Nearly 2.
So what has the main problem been, Jill?
Well, George has attacked Archie ever since he arrived in the house and is continuing to do so.
And what has Archie's response been?
To cry and roll over and then just give in.
So George is a bit of an old field marshal, and Archie is something of a new private, really, who doesn't really know quite how to fit with George. Archie's response, really, it seems, is to endure this, to do his best, but occasionally the anxiety causes him to go and say, well, okay, I'll just go and chew something, much like we might just go and chew a bit of gum when we need to concentrate and centre ourselves. So it's a bit of an unwinnable one from Archie's point of view, and we need to try and help him feel a bit more comfortable. Well, one of the things that Archie obviously needs as a young male dog anyway is lots of exercise.
Absolutely, yes.
And it's fortunate in some ways, although not necessarily for George, that George is a little bit too infirm to go for walks. So
That's right.
let's see how Archie is when he's relieved of George's company and see
Okay.
how he relaxes on a nice walk, shall we?
Okay. Archie, come on, good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Let's go.
You can almost see him relax,
He
can't you,
does,
as you come
he
out
does,
of the door.
he just...
And it's quite a pressure, isn't it, to live under the sort
It
of
must be,
regime.
not knowing when you're going to be with. Good boy.
Well, that's great from having time for himself and time with you. But it's not the only thing that you should do to give him a rest from George. Try to arrange a sort of routine, if you can, where Archie has time on his own with you and he's put in another room on his own. And you sort of reversing the dogs around so that, so that he's really getting long periods of relief that are predictable and a routine.
Yes.
This is very important. This is a duck, I believe, which, there you go, you can have that. I think the aim is to make this even more important because by making that a key to his contact with you, he has to bring that to you before he gets attention.
Yes.
That toy then becomes important. You can give it to him at other times when you can't supervise him.
Yes.
And he'll take more comfort from that particular toy rather than having a great range of them, and rather than helping himself to your library here. And you've got quite a nice barricade up there to stop
Yes, very
Archie
necessary.
indulging in his literary interests.
That's right.
Encyclopedia Britannica, he's obviously been through there.
It hasn't got quite there yet.
A simple way around barricades is to use something like this, which is a nice plastic basket muzzle. So those periods when he's with you, but you get called away, you can't quite supervise him completely, that will stop him from chewing things, and it won't do him any harm at all. And look a bit nicer in your front room too. The overall aim here, I think, Jill, is a management programme for however many months it is that George has left, because he's knocking on a bit now. Maybe another year, a bit of management, a little bit of helping Archie adjust to living with this old tyrant, with plenty of periods of time out, and he should be fine. And by the time he's the only dog, all this chewing should have stopped, I think.
Okay, thank you.
Right, some more pet problems now, and to give us some solutions, Peter Neville. Hello, Peter, again.
Hello, Sue.
Right, we've got a problem with the turkey now. This is Tatiana. She belongs to Naomi Chivers from Weston-super-Mare. We have a problem with our turkey, Tatiana. We rescued her from a battery farm before Christmas in 1998. Last year we bought 3 young geese, and Tatiana took them under her wing.
How sweet.
However, about a month ago, she started attacking the gander Lionel, and his only getaway is to stand in the pond. He never picks on her and would rather back off. Titania, 10 ducks and 6 hens all exist happily together. Is there anything I can do to make her live happily with the geese again? So, okay.
This is my very first turkey case.
Not one that's afraid of Christmas.
I don't know is the short answer to this. I think what you're looking at are birds who don't really know how to communicate one to another because they're not designed to live in the same type of group. So my guess is that the nicest thing that could be done here is to get some more turkeys and rescue them this year and put them with Titania so she's got her own kind to run around with and not expect all these different species to run together happily. And then geese and turkeys ne'er shall meet.
Live happily ever after.
And live happily ever after and survive yet more Christmases.
Wonderful. Peter, thank you very much indeed for that, and we'll see you again next week.
Cheers.
Okay, for more people and pets, do join us again next week. Keep your letters coming in, by the way, and we'll be back again same time. Bye-bye.